Hail,
All
travelers.
Hell!
I gotta deal with something real quick, so entertain chat room.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
guys.
Let's recount what happened last time. Rainzz, you go first.
What do you mean? Does anybody has a PowerPoint presentation?
Sorry, I didn't make a TikTok for a recap.
Oh shit!
Last episode on Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah. So what happened, guys?
we did an hour of bathing RP.
Yes, that's true.
Swimming in tree, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
We
Yes.
walked to a river.
Oh, we did collect rope.
We did make rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Effie got a cool, makes her an Olympic swimmer dagger.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Challa almost fell into the storming river and almost drowned to death.
True. Saved.
Yep.
Effie, we came across a very handsome lion guy. Challa stole something that requires boofing, I believe.
I did not steal.
No,
It was a sample.
Borrowed.
It's a free sample.
Sorry. Borrowed. He borrowed a free sample. Effie then, after he disappeared, licked a bowl of drugs.
Stripped down naked.
Stripped down naked. Challa and Effie almost had a moment, but thank God they didn't.
Don't forget that she was juking them with their
yeah.
nets.
She was also juking the nets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sat down and ate some snackeritos around a campfire, and then here we are at this giant Rainzz. Say the name.
What? Wakatanda.
Yes, that village. And now we are here. We do not know what's in front of us. Everyone is kind of on a feel of who is going to do some wild shit next. Find out next time on Spears Rise.
And we
Find out
also
right
learned
now.
we learned that a woman's cycle is called moon's blood.
Yes. Yes. Expect that on some.
That was pre-show talk now.
For real. For real.
But-
I missed that too. That just dawned on me.
We might have
I'm
a
honest.
period RP.
No,
You never
no.
know.
Oh gosh.
No, Ira's gonna be
Don't.
freaking the fuck out. He's gonna be like freaking out. He's not gonna know what the hell's going on.
Poor Irha.
Seino
We're
would
gonna
be
have-
like, what the fuck happened? What's up? What's up?
Are you bleeding? Why are you bleeding? What's going on?
Get a medic! Get a medic!
It looks Luka medic.
Why isn't Lays on Hands working?
Oh my god, that's brutal. Laser handing is brutal.
Oh my
Use
gosh.
Cure Wounds level 2. Why isn't it working?
Why is it not working?
Luka's
is-
going fucking Super Saiyan over there. What the fuck? You
Holy
guys see
crap.
this?
Wait, what?
Huh?
You kept flipping between your arts.
Wait, what? Wait, how? Oh,
Super Saiyan.
Oh.
How are you doing that?
I'm not doing that. I'm not pressing anything.
I see.
Macros.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out my macros actually, so I can switch between the two.
If you go to
Yeah.
the folder underneath it and click it, it's right there. It says change token artwork. So I'm just drag.
I don't see it.
Wait.
Oh, that's
huh?
because you don't have ownership. Oops, I forgot about the permissions.
I'm like, I don't have anything.
See, that's my fault. I'm just silly. I'm a silly Billy.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just excited I could do that.
See it now.
Man.
Close it and open it again.
Oh, okay. I don't see anything.
Is there anything that I missed for the recap of Spirit Rise last session?
I don't think so. We met a devil.
No.
The devil was very charming, and he sold slaves and drugs.
Yeah. He was a very sexual desire devil.
He was a cat type guy. I don't remember what they're called though.
He had backward hands.
Roxafellah.
Backwards.
Sasha.
I'm pretty sure he's like the sibling of the other one.
Of the one that we released?
Well, of course, all devils
no,
are
no,
connected,
no.
right? All devils
No.
are related, right? They all look the same too.
No. The oh my god, what's his name? He was in the other
Aegis
campaign.
Cassidy?
No.
you mean the other campaign.
The guy that looks like the lion, but he has like,
God.
you know what I'm talking about.
Razandi.
Razandi.
Yes, and I'm
Those
pretty
are
sure that
these
was
nuts.
his brother, maybe, question mark.
Arcadum said they were related.
He said
Oh,
that they
they
worked
are.
together. He said that they worked together.
All
Like,
rock Sasha to each other, clearly.
Yep.
no, like the
It's a
guy we
club.
met. No, the guy we met said he worked for Razamdi in the past, like offhand, but it didn't say. But he didn't say that he's related to him, like by blood or anything.
I mean, they're demons.
We have VODs, person in chat. We have VODs.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hey,
Yay.
it's still not
Chat.
working, Riz.
Try reloading the page.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Is this it?
To make sure you have your token selected. You did.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
Ooh, there
Pretty.
he is.
Look at him go.
So.
Oh, he's so cool. I love that. I'm so excited. Yes.
I'm so excited. And I just can't wait it.
Mhm.
Let's go into the Wakatanda village. And I like it.
Wakatanda? Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Wakatanda.
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 How come we all get weird accents when we say it?
It's kind of like when you pronounce Spanish words correctly, you sound like you're putting on an accent. I want to go to Mexico. I want to go to Mexico.
To Mexico.
Mexico.
Burrito.
Wakatanda.
Oh my god, this music hitting now?
I know, right?
Oh,
So-
damn. Ooh. I
Travel
like
music
that.
is great.
Love this music. Lovely as always.
I like how
I
fucking
like
it just gets. It's just like, oh.
Fucking hits.
Hip
Oh, so-
bopping.
Mhm.
So you guys fucking ready?
No.
Yeah.
I was born ready.
Okay,
All right, let's do this.
let's fucking go.
So, the party finally ends their travels, seeking the Wakatanda village, and here they can see a massive set of ruins that seem to bar their way. A large stone wall with a gate installed into it seems to block their path in the riverlands. As they get closer, however, a strange feeling of being watched comes over them. The stones shift slightly as you see movement skitter across them. As you stand before the gate, you will hear... Okay, we're gonna try this. Hold on a second. Alright, here we go.
Hype.
Mhm.
Nervous.
I'm big nervous. Do there's something moving on the gate?
You will hear
Hopefully
a
we
voice. You will hear a voice that will call out to you. Halt, fleshling.
Challa stops immediately, freezing completely.
Luka stops too.
Ira also stops.
Stay
Which one of us is the...
We wish to enter the village.
Stay there.
Challa turns to the pie. Should we stay here?
Ira looks towards Challa. I mean, I don't think we have much of a choice. If some random voice was telling me to stay in my place, I think I'm gonna do it.
He might not have asked nicely, but I don't see any reason why we shouldn't, humor him for a minute.
Effie kind of looks to the party and it's like, which one of us is the fleshling?
You see several things moving on the wall, shifting colors, shadows, but they have yet to reveal themselves completely. And then one finally leaps down off of the wall and lands in front of you. As it lifts itself, it looks oddly humanoid, but yet there seems to be strange pieces to its anatomy. And then you realize that the creature has no organic material on it. Or rather, it has petrified organic material upon it. And you see this.
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Oh crap.
Holy shit.
All right,
Holy crap.
Crazy.
Go ahead and give them the old handout.
Hey, Arcadum.
Yeah.
Can Challa use his flux sense ability?
Yeah. Why did you ask me like a Jersey Shore boy?
I don't know. I don't know. It just felt right in the moment. And oh my god, sorry. I'm just appreciating the art.
Yeah.
Wait one sec. Can I have a moment to park?
It's really cool.
Holy shit! It's all half metal, half like bark treed up.
Yeah, it's
It's
based
fucking
off of
beautiful.
these enemies from this game called Ashes, I think it's called.
Oh, good game.
I actually played it on stream, but it gave me the inspiration for the shape that the Wakatanda will look like. Now, to be clear, that's from the game. This isn't official art of them yet, but it's the closest I could find to what they would actually look like. So,
Can I make an Arcana check on this creature?
yeah.
Hey. And
Well,
Alright. As the creature lands in front of you, it will kind of slowly turn its head back and forth in an almost prehensile snake-like fashion. And then it will simply ask, "Do you have weapons?"
Irha, he nods and shows his sword, trying not to seem threatening in any way.
Seino shows his like big battle axe he's carrying on his shoulder.
Luka shows a stick.
Maelie puts her crossbow gently on the ground.
Keep weapons sheathed. Will not get second warning. And then almost as if to extenuate that, a strange, ominous light will glow from the large barrel-like structure that is his left arm.
ooh, what a nice spirit you have, huh?
Follow now.
Great.
All right.
Luka wordlessly follows.
He
But then
seems
he
like
pauses. Before he follows the rest of the group, he takes out the teddy bear he's been holding on to for the longest time and gently places it at the front of the gates and then rejoins the party.
Meaningful.
Yeah, this dog seems like a nice boy.
That doesn't look like a dog.
Oh, no, it's not a dog.
All right, come on.
Look
we
at
gotta
it.
catch
It
up.
has wood and metal attached to it.
Yeah, you
God.
haven't seen dogs where I'm from.
Where are you from?
Wow, all this moving is making my stuff lag. Actually,
Here,
this-
let me just here.
Can we-
I got it. I'll just there you go.
blessing. Oh, thank you.
Well,
All right. As
I'm so
the brave leads you to a kind of abandoned looking square, you notice that you're in what you had first thought to be a village, but it is in fact the ruined estate with a castle in the distance. And the brave will hold up its hand. Stay.
Challa will begin to giggle.
It will move up to this fountain, and then you will see that it will move its hand slowly over the fountain, and you will see that spectral sort of hand paintings appear all over it. The art is raw and unbound and very tribalistic, but it glows with magic. And as it does so, the creature starts to move side to side, and the water within the fountain ripples outward. And it will simply go, as it does so, this voice emanating from within it will kind of reverberate with the stillness, the surface tension of the water. And then after that passes, a returning chant. The creature turns and looks towards you. You are to wait here.
All right.
Irha nods and just simply sits down, as he has no idea how long this is going to take, and his legs are tired.
The creature will stomp both of its feet into the ground, coiling its strange stone-rooted feet onto the stone of the cobblestone, and will just stare at you, saying
Irha
nothing.
gets up.
Effie stares back.
I don't think this thing has eyes.
Seino looks at the wooden thing here, at the cart, or whatever it is, just to not make eye contact.
Yeah. So did you get all that metal yourself?
The creature does not respond.
Oh. A shy
Can Luka
boy.
make a check to understand like what it is?
The creature will
Like,
turn
the
towards
creature.
Luka and will raise its weapon.
He steps back.
Luka,
Creature
I
does
think
not
we
lower
should
its
stay.
weapon.
He goes back to his place,
It will
but
lower
still
its
wants
weapon.
to understand what it is.
Sure. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, second try. Don't know, maybe. But Luka shows an interest in the creature and what it just did. He's trying to understand it.
Can Effie make one too? She has no idea what this thing is, and she also is curious.
Same.
Say again?
I said, can Effie make one too? She's just
Yeah.
curious on what this is. Okay.
Can Challa make a perception check to the surroundings if there's any more of these
Nope.
creatures or anything alive?
Also going to make one.
Can Challa do what? Sorry, I'm like
But-
breaking up on my end. Go ahead. Go on.
Oh no, sorry. There's no worries. Can Challa take a bearing of his surroundings? Is there any more of these creatures? Is there anything
yes.
else alive?
There is a lot.
Oh.
You can sense them, but you can't see them.
Okay, so it's like
Every time you focus your sight on where you thought you saw them, they disappear.
Yeah. Oh.
Do I sense any danger? Does my danger sense go off while I'm standing here?
That's not how your danger sense works.
Oh,
But
it's
to
not?
answer your question, you are not safe.
Hmm.
No, you feel as if
Okay.
several weapons are leveled at you.
Okay. I do not mean to alarm the rest of you. However, there seems to be many, many beings, much like the one in front of us, all around us, but we cannot see them. They are spirits. They are, unconscious beings now, ready to strike us down. But do not be alarmed. I think I have a plan.
I mean, we are strangers that came with weapons to this village we've never been before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
I
will
would
of
be cautious
Dazaki did say that this city might be welcoming, but doesn't seem that welcoming to me.
I mean,
Well, when
if we stay here, just like don't fuck with them and they don't fuck with us.
Ira nudges at Luka. Maybe I'm talking as Ira now. Maybe you should mention who told us to come here. That might spring a thing.
So, when you enter somebody's home, you're meant to bring a gift. Have we just entered these people's home empty-handed?
And I left the gift at the door. Sorry.
Oh, fantastic move.
Challa, give them your crystal. No, please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, I'll give it to you in a second, Seino. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right, and then you suddenly notice that one of the shifting images to your senses stills itself and actually kind of reveals itself as it peeks around the corner to look at you curiously. And you see this creature.
Oh, he's actually kind of cute. I like him.
I like him.
Oh. Dude, this thing looks wacky. Wow.
It looks
hello.
around the corner at you, and it turns its head. The brave will suddenly shift.
What?
And it skitters away.
Bless you.
The brave returns. The brave returns to its watch.
So that Wakatanda warrior had a real pimp lean to it. That was pretty great.
Hey, sorry, I don't know your name. The Will of Dazaki told us to come here. Do you know of them?
The creature does not respond.
Not much of a talker, I see.
The creature continues to not respond.
I hope you like our gift we left at the door.
The creature continues to not respond.
No!
That was for the little girl.
Oh.
I left it there purposely. Well,
the
for
level
any
of not
child.
responding of this guy, extreme.
So
Effie kind of elbows Ira in the ribs. As like, and whispers, "Do you think we should actually be here?"
Ira looks towards Effie in a kind of concerning manner. I don't think this is correct. They kind of look fucked up. And he looks back to the Wakatanda thingy-majig, I think.
And then these creatures leap seemingly out of the sky.
Oh no!
Luka flinches.
Ira jumps. Ira jumps, grabbing onto Effie. Fucking.
All right, so make me some perception checks.
Okay. So can I say something? If they were to drop down really fast, Challa would definitely not unsheath his bow, but definitely grab it like he's gonna shoot something.
Nope.
Getting these low rolls out of the way.
Thankfully, the brave is not an unreasonable creature and does not immediately fucking ice you. It will, however, stare at your hand until it leaves the bow.
Okay.
I am perceiving.
He leaves the bow.
All right. So what you notice is that even though I don't have the token variation, each of these braves are actually pretty different from one another. Their makeup is generally the same in terms of what their physical form looks like. Something that you notice, they seem thicker and broader than the other creature that you saw. But they are covered in all sorts of different paintings. And to give you guys kind of an idea, it's something I'm still developing, but the Wakatanda are essentially, to give you an idea of the culture you're looking at, I took like all the North American and some of the, smattering of other cultures, but mostly it's the Native American cultures of North America, and I made them like cyborg natives. That's kind of what they are. So to kind of give you an idea. So the Wakatanda are like Native Americans, like in their mythology and like their war paint and kind of stuff like that. But it's through the guise of it's the latent magic of the Taladoni that they kind of worship and follow. So the war paint that you see on them, because they're constructs, not people, so to speak, is actually spell energy that's been etched onto them like war paint. So that's
sick.
Would they have any like actual Taladonic writing on them?
Some of them do, yeah, but it's done so tribally, so it's not clear if they understand what the word actually means. So basically, you see all kinds of different war paints and like, I guess you might call it aesthetic styles that the Braves kind of represent. So they look very different from one another.
Okay. Would there be in this initial visual, like seeing them, would Challa be able to put together any patterns and like the sort of words that the Taladonic words that they're clinging to, or do they have all of them have different words and things like that?
They all have different designs.
Okay, cool.
In fact, the only thing that really seems the same for them is their like base model, kind of. Their base form is not that different. They all have the cannon. They all have the various things. Well, it's not, you wouldn't know what a cannon is, but they basically have the weapon as their left arm. And their anatomy is still strange, but constant in its congruency with itself. So it's kind of like that. But anyway, the Braves will watch you carefully, and then another being will not fall from the sky, seemingly to leap down, but will simply appear before you.
Oh.
Whoa! Yo!
Whoa!
That looks sick!
I love this.
He got a long stick.
Give him the handout.
Hoggies.
He also has a whooping stick.
Oh, point that out! Point that out! Write that down! Write that down!
Bonk.
Dude, his
That
legs
bells?
are crazy.
Oh my god. Or is those stones? Bells
Those are
or stones?
Looks like bells. They look like bells. Very cool.
Nice.
Fucking sick.
Mm.
The creature will move forward towards you, and it will place its hand upon the Brave, who will fall backwards a little bit. The creature will first address the creatures around, not you, and it will say, The creature will then look towards you. Explain yourselves, fleshlings. Why have you come to our village?
We have been sent by the will of Dezaki. We were told it would be safe here to travel.
Dezaki.
Dezaki, yes. Am I saying that right? Is Dezaki, yeah?
The creature will tap its staff onto the stone, and the Braves will all stomp lightly on the stone in turn. Dezaki is known to the great spell spirit. Dezaki is friend to the Wakatanda. And with that, all the weapons will lower simultaneously.
I just lets out a breath of relief, letting go of Effie as he was still clinging on to her out of dear life.
Oh, thank God.
Damn.
Arcadum, what is the language that they're speaking familiar to any of us?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Ira nudges at Challa to go speak.
Okay.
He kind of shoves him forward just a little bit.
Oh. So, hello, my name is Challa. What is your name, friend?
Name, strange fleshling, custom. Names are only given to the truly great.
Okay. So, ungreat fellow. How are you? Where can we go in the city? Are we free now?
The creature will look back and forth, and then will shake its head. No.
Okay. Sad.
There is no village for you to enter.
Oh. Shame.
It was taken from us.
By whom?
Fleshlings.
Oh. Specific fleshlings or something. What did they look like?
It will speak to the others. And the others will respond in various tones.
Michael?
Michael?
He's back.
Came back as a Wakatanda.
Yeah.
The creature will then say, they were fleshlings that wore green and blue.
Green and blue. Well, Challa looks at his clothes and the clothes of his comrades. No green, no blue hair. I think we're fine. How long ago did they come and do this to your beautiful village? And I'm sorry to hear this. Perhaps we could help.
Fleshlings would help Wakatanda. Why? Explain.
Why not?
I mean, would be nice. I mean,
What
You
else do we
guys-
have to do?
Mm-hmm. You look cool. You look fun. Spiritual.
I'm sorry, that got me. Why would you help us? You
I
look
was trying
cool.
not to laugh.
You look fucking sick.
You look cool. You remind me of these one creatures from this one video game I really liked. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Yeah, it's okay. Sorry.
That's a paddling.
Okay. Oh no, dude.
roll initiative.
But back in character. Sorry. But please don't let me step forward for the whole party. What do you all think? You think we could help?
Ira, he has his hand over his face, like kind of like face palming, and he kind of slides past Challa to step back in front of the funky-looking cool guy. He slides past him, very. He just slides past him, steps in front, and he waves a hello. I'm so sorry. I don't believe we've ever introduced ourselves. We are just fleshlings, as it seems to you. You ask us why we want to help you. I believe I can speak for the entire party, is that we believe that something was wrong. A village is supposed to be a home. This is no home. And he looks back to the rest of his party and kind of then looks back to the shaman. I'm Ira, and the rest of my party is has been wanting to help people since we've somehow ended up here. And he takes a breath. Clearly, his hands are shaking. He's nervous as fuck. Looking towards the brute beside him. But we just want to offer our hand to you, as your home seems to be gone. He clamps his hands together, his clawed gloves clinking.
The Braves will look at each other, and the shaman will turn its head, as if it does not understand what you just said.
Ah, damn it! Iris face palms. We want to help you because home not here. He does it in a very much simpler way.
Challa says, "Oh, that was a bit they won't like that."
The shaman looks at the brave. The brave leans backwards all the way, like unrealistically, like backwards, like it doesn't have knees. And all the other braves do the same, and then the shaman lifts himself backwards, and they all go, "Ah!"
I told you.
And then they lean back again. Humor, we understand.
Iris stands there awkwardly. He's like, he just sighs and walks back, grabbing Challa, throwing him in front of him again.
What? Oh,
I
yeah,
have a question. You mentioned the blue and green fleshlings. Do you know why they came to your town and destroyed it?
No.
What was this town before?
It is our place.
How long were you here?
Many passings.
Do you have any idea where those two, he air quotes, fleshlings could have gone?
2. Incorrect.
1?
Incorrect.
7.
The shaman will just conjure an image. 20.
20? So it was an army.
There are even more now.
Well, I would hope so. You are all so powerful. Of course it took an army. Look at these things. And then he'll point to one of the cannons on the guy's arms, probably tap it a little bit. Look at this thing. Duck, 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 duck.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The brave will just lean away from you with its unnatural legs.
It's very... What is that?
It is a weapon gifted from the great spell spirit.
Well, do you have any spare?
Weapon only usable by the chosen, the Wakatanda.
Oh. Okay then. Well, as a fellow spiritual creature myself, I must say I feel horrible for your situation. We will definitely alert you if we see any of these green-blue fleshlings. In the meantime, do you have a place where we can rest or something to eat?
Eat. The Wakatanda will look at each other. Yes.
I don't like the sound of that. I don't mean to rush you. We can wait a bit if you need to get it.
By the star's grace, the spell spirit will see you rest safely in our purview. We will gather sustenance for the fleshlings.
He kind of shrugs, speaks up, and says, The will of Dezaki told us to come here to seek refuge from the empty. If this isn't going to be a long-term situation, how do you recommend we deal with these empty?
I'm sorry. I'm getting fucking... Why do people do this when I'm fucking working, dude? Alright, can you say that again, please? I'm sorry.
Sure. The will of Dezaki told us to come here to seek refuge from the empty that roam the fields and the land. If this isn't going to be a long-term situation of us staying here, how do you recommend we deal with these empty? And she like air quotes.
The creatures will look at each other. The great spell spirit provides, but these fleshlings must be stopped. They go to the sacred place.
Oh, a safe place. And how far away is this safe place from Wakatanda village?
Say again, Challa?
How far away is this safe space from Wakatanda village?
The creature will point to where you're standing. And then it will point at the castle.
Oh, they're in the castle. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, this is...
What is in the castle?
The dangerous fleshlings.
The Wakatanda will look at each other, and then the shaman will raise its staff and slowly begin to make the sounds of the bells attached to it. The sacred space, where the spell spirit speaks.
Are we allowed to go there?
Fleshling is not permitted, but fleshling is already there.
Then how are they permitted?
The great spell spirit will understand. So,
I believe.
So essentially, he said they're not supposed to be, but they invaded and went anyway. So you guys can go there to deal with them, because he's sure the spirit will understand.
That's what I was trying to understand. Okay, cool.
So these dangerous fleshlings, do they have swords and shields? Do they cast magic spells or shoot bows like I have? What's their MO?
They'll look at each other. They wear skin of steel and use great weapons. 2 hands. Much hurt. They summon sacred fire.
Shall I elbow Seino?
They sound dangerous. Very dangerous.
So weapon like me, and I show them the great axe I have in my hand.
Nodders.
And you said there were 20 of them?
More now.
Okay.
Effie kind of looks at the group and it's like, as much as I think we all want to help, I don't know how effective 6 of us would be against more than 20 of them.
Especially not if they already have fortification in like that castle.
But Irha, he pauses for a moment and looks at the group. I'm speaking as Irha now. What if we blow up the castle and take everyone outside in it with it? What if?
But
Fantastic idea, Ira.
What do we have to blow it up with?
I don't know. That's why we find it.
wouldn't you also be blowing up their village, though? Isn't that the point, is to reclaim their sacred spot? I don't think blowing it up is the best idea.
Irha nods and he kind of knocks himself on the head. Right.
Okay,
That is the sacred village, ain't it? And he goes back to clampsing his hands awkwardly.
But good thought, Ira. Good thought.
Effie looks at the shaman and is like, is there any way your great spirit might be of any help to us in this quest?
The great spell spirit provides. This one will speak to it.
Great. See? Look, easy.
Thank you. Thank you. It provides. The Challa tries to imitate its voice. The great spell spirit provides. Okay.
And Irha, he looks towards the castle and just mumbles, but it won't be a bad idea. If they could just move it. Maybe.
I have an idea. This should be easy, okay? We have, 1, the element of surprise, and 2, time to prepare. Okay? So long they are big, bulking fellows, armor on, big weapons, we'll be able to hear them throughout the castle. We can navigate around them quietly, and they will have to run at us to attack us. We can stay at range and use traps. I don't think it'll be at all that difficult.
Irha, he pokes Challa. Can you ask if we could move the sacred spell spirit? Does it have to stay in that castle?
Okay. Shaman fellow. You know we have a good report now. Do you think we could move the great spell spirit? He provides and all that. Can he provide over there?
So the shaman and the braves lean all the way back unnaturally, and they go, ah! And then they will return, and the shaman will say, no.
Oh.
How can you move great spell spirit?
What is Irha? He kind of raises his hand awkwardly. What does it look like? Is it like a big statue?
It's a spirit.
But I don't know.
Have you never seen a spirit, Irha?
The shaman will raise
Irha shakes his head no.
The shaman will raise its staff above its head, and it will begin to kind of move back and forth like in a ritual, sort of very distinct, almost dance. And the braves will begin to sway with him.
Irha nudges Challa to do the same thing.
Challa's way ahead of you. What are you talking about, Irha? He's been swaying this whole time.
And the shaman will continue to do so in its chant. And then you will see it. An almost impossible aurora borealis just summon above the Wakatanda. You see spell energy shifting and twisting in and on itself. Challa, you are a ranger, so you recognize it. It is the flux energy itself in a calm, observable state.
Irha whispers, "That doesn't answer my question."
Can I do flux? Well, I guess flux sense is self-explanatory, but can I do like a flux sense on how they are summoning it?
It seems that the shaman is just simply holding it in place.
Oh, this guy is the real deal.
Which would mean that these creatures are stasis points.
Oh. Oh.
I'm sorry to ask, but can you explain that to me? What are stasis points? Do we know that yet? Like, as players?
So we have a flux. You are familiar with flux, yes?
Yeah.
Imagine a puddle, a flat puddle, on a warm summer's day with no breeze. It is still, relaxed, calm. Okay? Imagine it begins to rain. Hard, very hard. Ping pong, all over the puddle. Ripples shift and waves smash as the puddle moves around. But if you look at any puddle, in any rainstorm, there are points along the puddle where there are no ripples and no waves. They all cancel each other out. These would be what? Stasis. Hello. Are you paying attention?
Yes.
Oh.
What will these be? What will these be?
Stasis points.
Hello. Yes. Good job. Okay.
Challa the teacher.
These Wakatanda have somehow been able and managed to stabilize the flux in this area in the same way a pool of water or a puddle is able to find stable points in a storm. Amazing. Hello?
Fascinating.
Amazing.
Totally.
Ira just nods and he kind of scratches his head. I understand. Thanks. But what does this mean? Well, what does this mean? And he kind of puts his hands on his hips, very still kind of confused.
If I understand it right, that means in this area where we are right now, there's a stasis, so this stasis can't be moved. That's the whole point.
So blowing up the castle's out of the question.
We are safe
Yes.
We are safe from fluctuations in this flux. Do you remember the first devil we saw, the way it was trapped in a localized point of stability? The flux was stable. It could not move. It was trapped.
He nods. Yeah.
There's only one effect the flux could possibly have in a point of stasis. There are many, 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 many effects it could have, but all of them are along the lines of stillness, stasis, trapped, unmoving. It is great power.
He just nods and goes back to clamping his hands. So, what do we do?
I have a quick question, Mr. Shemaine. Is there like any like secret entry to the castle that, for example, like the fleshlings in the castle wouldn't know about?
The shaman will begin to think.
He kind of messes with his hands, doesn't really know what to say next, and kicks Challa in the back of his leg.
Okay, I'll spill it out for you. Well, they are forming this position of stasis so they can commune with their spirit, I believe.
Right.
Yes.
And he
Yes.
kind of bobs his head as he nods. But what do we do next?
Spirits are finicky, they take time. Either we wait for the spirit to arrive, or we can go try and investigate the area, try and collect some items to eventually attack those blue-greens inside.
Effie shrugs and is like, I think this is all a moot point if we don't get some sort of extra help.
Yes.
This is basically a suicide mission if there's only 6 of us and we don't have any outside help.
Do you have no faith, Effie?
Nope.
Okay. You know what? Sometimes you're right. Okay, Shaman. Shaman.
Effie asked the shaman, are all of these fleshlings, are they all male? I have a point with this.
The shaman has no idea what you mean by that.
Oh, great. Effie points at Seino, Challa, Irha, Luka, and is like, male. And then points at herself and like kind of like cups her boobs and is like, female.
All of the different Wakatanda will look at each other and will cup their chests. Female.
Okay, I guess Seino, do you want to do the honors? You have to pull it out.
Yep.
He starts to back up and shakes his head.
Do they have these or no? And then she cups her boobs again.
The shaman and the braves look at each other. And then one of the braves will raise its hand. And then the brave will cup its chest and will nod.
Dang it. Okay.
Why are you disappointed by that?
I was gonna recommend. I mean, I'm already kind of dressed as a floozy.
Alright,
You're not a floozy.
he looks at Effie and just absolute horror. you weren't going to about to try to flash everyone, right? He kind of stumbles.
Effie nods.
I just covers his face with both palms, groaning.
You know, soldiers a long way from home get a little desperate.
Ira just groans and kicks Effie in the back of the legs.
Wow.
Oh,
Gently, not very hard, like a playful kick.
my legs.
My leg!
Effie looks at the group like, maybe it's a good plan.
It very well might be. I don't. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Let's
You
put it
know,
that way.
just
It is a
lure
good
him
option.
out. Lure him out,
Oh.
and we'll find a
And-
choke point.
But what I understand is there are women inside. Yes.
Yeah, but they might be a little desperate too.
Hello, Seino.
What do you mean?
Challa walks around, turns around, slaps his abs a couple times. Seino. What are we saying?
Are we switching places now and avoiding the conversation?
Oh no! I think we have a plan.
The Wakatanda are fascinated with your strange fleshling mannerisms.
I have a question. Well, not really a question. So, you have fleshlings, he air quotes, in this tower, or thing, that you would like to be liberated.
Intense
We could help
nodding.
you. Is there anything that you can provide us to help you? Or is there a way that we could speak to Dezaki or your leader to get more information about them so we can better be equipped to help you?
The Great
He
Spirit
wait-
provides a way inside.
And that's all we need, a way inside, no weapons, or things that could help us navigate it easier.
Fleshlings cannot use the weapons of the Wakatanda.
Have they
Fair
tried?
point.
the Wakatanda will look, the shaman will look at the brave and will indicate its weapon, and the brave will hold out its cannon, and it will just fall off its body.
And Luka try to pick it up.
Yeah.
Effie was gonna try and pick
Okay,
it
he's
up.
gonna pick it up.
Nice.
Okay.
It's 20 pounds. You have no idea what it is.
Can I look at, like, investigate it?
Sure.
I want to do that too.
Okay.
Investigation check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate.
Brilliant.
You have no idea what this is.
Effie
Hmm.
pokes it.
Would you like some help with that?
Well,
I'll walk up.
fascinated, Luka still looks at it and kind of toys with it a little bit.
Okay.
Effie's
Maylie's
just
going to
poking.
reach out her hand and try to arcana check it to see if it's a magical type of weapon.
It is.
Mm.
Cool.
Magic.
Magic.
Effie.
What can you tell from it, Maelie?
Something probably to do with the spirit, you know? How he keeps talking about how the spirit provides. I bet you if you were to try channeling some sort of magic that the spirit provided, you would find this weapon to activate. But I can't be 100% certain. I just know it is somehow magical.
Interesting. And he just keeps fiddling with it. Well,
Well,
if there's a place that maybe we can rest a little, and if there's any equipment that you have, we could probably settle in and maybe help out the next day, if the rest of you guys are okay with it.
The great spirit demands succor for the traveler.
Say that again. I couldn't quite understand.
The great spirit demands succor for the traveler.
All right, then we'll get supper then.
Succor,
Oh, sucker.
as in rest and safety. And...
Okay, got it. Then we'll
okay.
rest.
Have we found out why these things can't join us when we storm the castle?
We haven't asked outright, no.
Oh, well, Wakatanda, would you mind joining us when we go in and try and liberate the castle?
Obviously.
Okay, fantastic.
There we go.
Luka did walk away with the weapon, though, because he was feeling weak with it, so... I don't know if they'll react to it.
Yeah.
Before Challa-
They're gonna react to it.
Well, he just walked away. He's like so absorbed into it. He's
Creature
not
will
paying
walk
attention.
up and will take its nub and we'll shove it into the back of the cannon and then we'll pull it free.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry. I should have gave it back.
The creature will kind of shrug. It doesn't care.
So
Effie
are
is
we-
still cupping her boobs.
Oh my god.
so
walks
are
over.
we
Sorry, go ahead.
finished? So are we finished with the investigation?
I guess we are. Let's take a break.
Iris grabs Effie's wrist and just slowly removes her hand from her boobs and puts it back to her sides and just nods.
One of them is still on.
Seino tries to cup his boobs. And you realize that it doesn't work that well, and he stops.
Effie slowly reaches her hands out towards Senno's chest.
Seino's like, what are you doing?
Just let it happen.
What happened?
Just let it happen.
I don't think he's consenting to this.
Are you consenting?
No.
Come back here.
I don't
You shouldn't
want
touch
to.
him. Effie, stop.
Ira just watches them fucking run around him.
Okay, and right before we leave, Challa will walk up to this Wakatanda. He's been staring at for 5 minutes and just say, You are my favorite. And then he walks away.
He does
And
not
you
know
are
what
my
that means.
and you are my favorite. Okay, guys, can we? May you take us to Sucker?
Alright, and the entire area will be covered in a shimmering field.
There's no escaping now, Seino.
Seino shoves Irha in front of him.
It is time for rest.
Irha, he just.
Last question. Do you have a facility, like a restroom?
The creature will turn its head.
Like a place to relieve yourself?
It will turn its
Perhaps
head.
Fleshling, things.
Poop.
Urination facility.
The shaman will look at all the braves, and they will all lean all the way back unnaturally towards it, and they will go, ah! Obviously, you can use corner.
Is there a place more private?
No.
Irha, he takes off his cloak and offers, I can hold this up as you do your business and not look your way.
No, it's fine. I don't have to go that bad.
Effie looks at the fountain.
What?
What?
Luka just walks to the corner at the edge. He just sits there and observes and waits to eat.
Wrong corner! Go to the other corner.
Which corner do I need to be
And we'll
in
point
to
at that one,
rest?
where the broken card is.
Challa walks back after pissing in the wrong corner, like, "Ooh, doo, 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 doo." He's not whistling.
He kind of awkwardly slinks off to the brave on his left and walks over and just waves awkwardly. Hello, he says as his hands are clamped.
The creature will cup its chest.
Irha will nod and cup his chest lightly. Hello.
The creature will nod sagely as it's finally starting to figure you guys out.
Irha will point towards the markings on his body and ask, what are those? They look cool.
What are those?
What are those?
What are you pointing at?
The runes and like the markings on his body.
Oh, he'll buff out his chest in pride.
What? Oh. Irha will seem kind of caught back by the response and just sits down and starts to rest and pats the ground, hoping the brave will sit down with him. As
It has no idea what that gesture means and will just stand there.
Irha will get up and bend down and pat the ground and then sit and repeat the action another time.
The Wakatanda will lean all the way backwards unnaturally, almost to the ground,
No.
and then will turn and stare at you.
Irha just sighs and says they're sitting. Sit? This is how you sit? It's called sitting.
The creature will look very carefully at your legs, and then will look at its own legs, and then it will sit down.
Yes! Irha, he mumbled, he just does a soft whisper, yes! Sat. And then he looks to the rest of the brutes and points to the one he's sitting next to.
The rest
Can you
of
get
them,
them to
the rest
sit?
of them look horrified that he is sitting down.
Alright, he kind of just nods and happiness that he just made this guy sit. And he kind of looks towards his weapon and points to this. Can you explain that? What does this do?
The creature will point it up to the sky and will fire.
Iris stumbles back in fear. Oh, that's what it does. Great. How does it work?
The other Braves are not really bothered by that, but the shaman looks annoyed that he's firing his weapon off.
I like the person. I seems to enjoy the personality of this one. I think I'll name you Steve. He mumbles under his breath, and he just goes back to sitting happily. Actually, can I pull the spiritorium and take a look at it to make sure it's all good? It's not wet or nothing.
Like right now?
Yeah, right now.
Scroll.
Yeah. Yeah, right now.
With the guy in it that hates
No, I'm not
monsters?
gonna open it. I'm not opening it. I'm just looking at it to make sure it's okay. It's not wet or nothing. Because we did go through rain.
It is not wet.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna put it away.
Well, the shaman sees you pull it out and will stare at it.
Oh, no. Irha will look at the shaman, noticing that he's being stared at, and he will put it away very slowly and just nod.
Effie gets in the fountain.
Okay.
Well, Maelie was carefully leaning up against the base of the fountain, just kind of sitting and relaxing, but now that Effie is in the fountain, she doesn't want to get splashed.
Luka's too busy examining it. Or looking at the symbols.
Alright, make me an Arcana check, Luka.
Oh. 14. Does that tell me anything?
Yeah.
Oh.
That fountain is a portal.
Oh. Can I discern what, like, anything that's connected to it? Like, where the energies would go if it's connected to
but the
something?
portal's turned off right now.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
Portal water.
Shaman. This is a portal, I'm assuming?
Pathway of the great spell spirit will take you inside.
How many of these are there?
Many paths the great spell spirit has found. This one has only found this path.
Oh. I'm assuming they're scattered around the whole of this continent? That's just a guess, but I was curious.
The great spell spirit walks wherever it pleases.
But it must stay in the castle.
The creature doesn't understand your point.
As in, we were trying to. Can't we just?
Yeah, I know, but
okay.
it doesn't understand that because what you say to it makes no sense.
Oh, okay. Okay. Challa won't push this further. He thinks that will be rude.
Just because it can go where it wishes doesn't mean it has to move.
Maelie,
Does
can
the
you move
water
the
look?
spirit?
Does the water look clean?
I mean, yeah.
Maelie was trying to do a thing.
Maelie asks the shaman, so, when it comes to this water right here being a portal, is this also a sacred spot for the spirit?
Yes, but not as sacred. Last place to defend ourselves.
Thank you for letting us in to see it. She tips her hat.
The creature will grab its beak and will push it down.
They're so
Effie-
cute.
Effie's gonna drink some of the water.
All right. It's water.
Great. She's gonna fill up her water sack.
Ooh, I'm gonna drink this
With
weird
some-
fountain portal water, bro. Your stomach is teleported elsewhere. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh,
You know, she's thirsty.
I'll say she is. Slaps me.
I'm about to seduce 20 people in a castle.
I can't believe your original plan was I'm gonna just run a gauntlet on these boys. That's what I'm gonna do.
I mean,
I'll take-
That's still the plan. That's still the
I'll
plan.
take
that's
care of
still
this.
the plan.
I'll take care of this the old-fashioned way. Cracks knuckles.
You know, I still have that loincloth.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions before we make a move on?
Irha, he'll stand up and walk to the other brutes and points to that one. He wants to make sure they all know how to sit. He walks over and...
The others are not sitting.
No, but he's going to try to get them to sit.
They will ignore you.
Irha, he sighs and goes back to the one that he got to sit and
That
just
one's
sigh.
standing now.
Irha sighs and just walks over to his group in disappointment. He's sad.
All of the
Can
braves
I-
will lean back unnaturally, their backs almost
No.
touching the floor, and they will go, ah!
Irha's just embarrassed. He no longer wants to speak to these individuals.
I can't wait to see the Wakatanda in other campaigns, also puffing their chest because of Effie.
Puffing their chest, holding their breasts.
Yep.
Yeah. And one of them sitting down.
Oh no, he's standing now. But Irha's taught one that has taught that one to sit. He now
Yeah.
knows.
It's a good dog.
Seems-
Okay.
This is a weird dog.
Keep it, okay?
What a weird dog.
But a weird dog can be a good dog.
I wonder what's in those buildings.
It's a good dog.
Effie's gonna see if she can see what's in the holes in this tent.
Some bedding.
Ooh. She's gonna go
Shaman.
inside.
All right.
No.
Shaman, what's in those buildings over there?
Which buildings are you referring to?
Oh, like the one that's like in front, like this one right here, all the way up here.
It will turn and say, My people live within the buildings here. Exiled from our home.
Oh, I see. I'm very sorry about that. Hopefully we can get this situation figured out so you guys could go back to your homes. Then he walks off, goes to where Effie is to examine the cloths.
He's gonna yell at the shaman. Hey, shaman! Hey! Can I have this?
What would you need sheets for?
Okay.
Okay, Effie's going to tear some of the cloth up in preparation for her moon blood.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No. No.
Okay.
God.
Luka is watching confused, not quite sure what Effie's doing.
Okay.
No.
I will be back shortly.
No. Ira's gonna follow Challa. He's just gonna follow Challa. Hang on, Challa, wait. Ira's screaming towards Challa to wait up. He's frantically running towards him now.
Challa
Effie-
will move stealthily to a location near the bridge, try and get a vantage point, and perceive within the castle.
Effie's gonna yell at Maelie. Hey, Maelie, you might want to come in here.
Perception check, please.
Okay.
You want me to do one too, since I'm also with him?
Is this gonna be like a woman's thing and I shouldn't be here?
Yes.
Noted.
Just
And he walks off.
Just girls being lasses, being women, being girls.
Effie looks at Maelie and is like, hey, you might want to get in on this. And shows her kind of what she's making.
Maelie nods in recognition and also gathers some for later. Bandages or otherwise.
Holy shit, dude. Gotta make sure we're ready for what's happening.
Wait, Challa, question. Is he like climbing onto like the stone pillars? Like, is he on it? Okay, well,
Full
cool.
monkey.
All right, Irha's gonna be trying to follow him. Clearly not in the best of agility. His claws are scraping at the rock as he finally makes his way up and out of breath and looks towards him.
Okay, so what do we see?
Alright, this is what you see. In the distance, you can see a barony, like a small baron's estate. You can see that the castle is rather large and there's a bunch of outlying buildings, and in fact, this is probably part of it, like this bridge and the outlier buildings. This entire area was probably made into a village for the Wakatanda, which the estate would have plenty of space for a village for 100 people, even more than that. What you see is a building that has been turned more into like a makeshift military fortress. You can see that there are several different torches burning at different vantage points. You can see the telltale sign of guards moving along the parapets. You can also see the shine off of their metal armor. Full plate, some of them are wearing. Half plate, others are wearing. Whatever this force is, it is a serious mercenary force and a military presence. It will not be easy to get past them.
Okay, so another thing Challa is looking out for, okay? This water, is it moving at all, or is it still like...
It's moving.
Okay. Challa is looking, okay? Big fan of redirecting water. The past two games will have you, okay? Is it moving towards the left of the map or the right of the map?
It's going southeast.
Oh. Okay. So that's bad. That makes it not really easy to redirect. Okay. Fuck. We could. So if it's southeast, it means that I'm gonna use the pointer button. Southeast means it's going this way, right?
Let me.
Oh wait, I'm too zoomed out. So so from where Challa is, just the directionality is like this, right?
It's like this. Yeah, it's like this.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. We could try to redirect the northern riverway with these trees that are about and try and flood the front of the castle. That is an option. Okay. What else?
He kind of nods and he's just listening.
What else? There are many on the parapets looking about. Green, blue. Oh, are they in the green and blue?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, green, blue. Up there. Okay. They're watching the outsides. We could sneak inside. I don't see that as an impossibility. What do you think, Irha?
Irha kind of is watching the guards do their guard duties, and he agrees with the water. The water's not a bad idea. I believe possibly waiting till the nightfall might be easier for sneaking in. He looks back to Effie and Seino. I don't believe your tactics of seduction, he trails off, is really going to work here, but maybe.
We have two options. If they seem like a rowdy bunch, we seduce them. If they seem like a honorable, we are shiny, oinky toinky knight fellows, we act weak, we act sodden, we act vulnerable, and lost. They help us, we betray them. Easy.
And Ira just nods and carefully looks towards Maelie, and he looks back towards the guards. What if we send her in as a thing looking weak? She's not weak, no, but she's a walking hat. I don't think anyone will really want to be suspicious of her. She's very polite. She seems to know what she's talking about. While we go around as well, she does her thing.
So you suppose we give Maelie as bait, leave her in the most vulnerable position, easily could be murdered any moment, and just her politeness will give us a chance to sneak inside.
They're not.
I see nothing wrong with this plan. Okay. Okay.
He starts to climb back down, but falls. Luckily, and stumbles. He's very clumsy, and walks back with Challa.
Challa slides down, just not even using his hands, just feet. Just feet.
Harold looks at him and just sighs. Fucking show off.
No, I need to give my arms free for my bow.
While they are coming back, Seino's going to ask the shaman, do you have like any kind of like plan of the structure itself? So about the castle, about like entrances or anything like this?
The shaman doesn't have any idea what you're talking about when it comes to plans. It doesn't know what blueprints are.
Sad. But do you know a secret entrance? Because he
It points at the fountain.
Makes sense.
Goes towards Maelie and kind of asks for Challa to come on over, as they have came up with a plan, or maybe 3. All right, we're back. He kind of clamps his hands together. There's a lot of people over there. They are the green and blue people. They're standing guard. Yeah, blue green. They're standing guard. Challa, would you do the honors of explaining our plans?
Okay. There is plan number 1. Okay? 1. Hello? Paying attention? Hello?
He nods.
Okay. Plan number 1. River is flowing southeast. We could very easily use excess wood, like these trees over there. He'll point to one of the dead trees, or this broken cart. Fill the river with wood, so it redirects it and it floods the front of the castle. Okay, and it will apply pressure and a distraction to the enemy force and ruin their habitation, the place that they're staying. Okay. Also, we could very easily sneak inside. We have this portal, we have various entryways, and they look a little hoinky-toinky, a little too focused on justice, or an honorable lot. Okay, so what we will do is we will send one of us inside, make them look vulnerable, weak, sodden, hungry. They will all go to try and help them, try and fulfill their own karma, and we will sneak inside, maybe through the portal, maybe through the gate, and then attack them with the element of surprise.
Why don't we send one to the gate and the rest of us go through the portal?
Perfect. So me and Irha, we were thinking about who do we send, and we said we'll do a game. Okay, the game is the person with the biggest hat has to run into the castle.
Excuse me?
Oh, it looks like it's you, Maelie. Oh, good luck.
What?
Good luck.
I don't think that's fair.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's not fair. I don't have a hat, but that's how life is sometimes. Karma is karma.
I
Nothing I can
don't
do.
think that should be the way we we decide this.
Okay.
Well, the reason why I said Maelie is because she's very polite. She doesn't look dangerous, but she is. And, she's nice.
Effie
must
shrugs.
We must all admit, of all of us, she is the only one that's truly nice.
Well, as pleased as I am by all these compliments, and I thank you, what exactly am I supposed to do if the plan goes wrong? If
Okay,
they don't think I'm innocent and nice, and they don't want me in the castle, period, what's the plan then?
Okay. Challa was such thrusting his hands forward. Like, okay. We must practice first. Let's do a role play, okay? Luka, Effie, Seino. Maelie has just showed up at the gate. Seino, you play hardball, okay? You are the bad one. You do not want to help, okay? Effie, Luka. Effie, you want Luka, you want to help. Effie, you're in the middle, okay? Go.
Hey, sexy lady, I haven't seen a girl in a really long time.
I'm taking no part in this.
I don't think I want to take part in this.
Come
What
on
are
in
you
and meet
doing
my
here?
friends.
Oh.
Fire
well.
just face palms.
Come on, guys, we're role playing.
Come on, Maelie, I believe in you.
Shouldn't I have started with like an excuse me? I'm lost.
Come on in.
And
I'll give you some food.
why do we care?
Well, it's nice to help other people, poor people on the streets.
I got some schnitzel in here.
Remember, Maelie, the Wakatanda abused you.
I'm gonna get a drink. You guys, do this.
Remember, Wakatanda abused you. And Seino with feeling, hatred.
Why do we care? I mean, we our group. Why should we care about you? Go away.
Well, I suppose the play would be y'all kicked the Wakatanda out, and ever since they've been running amok and abusive to the poor folk who live here.
The likelihood they would buy that is very minimal. I personally think we should just go at the point where there's probably less guards, less chances of them seeing us, and just enter through the portal.
Or I can just show up. And she like cups her boobs.
Irha sighs and just
Okay.
slaps her hands away from her boobs and goes over to Luka.
She just
If you
keeps
do
putting them
that,
back
then
on.
if you do that, then it's just as influential of me just cucking my balls.
Okay, we considered this. We considered your approach very seriously. It's in fact my favorite approach to any situation. However, they don't seem like the type that will bite onto that. They don't seem
Yeah,
rowdy.
but if I just do like damsel in distress, like, oh my god, where'd my clothes go?
Oh.
Are you walking up to them naked?
Yes.
Challa starts wiggling his finger. Okay. I see where you're going with this.
The Wakatanda stole my clothes.
Yes. Maelie, do you have a counter? Come on. I was rooting for you.
I think we should just all go together in the portal. I don't think it would be as smart to split our party by one person.
But there is 20, okay? Effie distracts 10 with her
I don't
Challa-
think that's how it works.
Challa
Well, we'll
recreates
just have
the
some
booba
of the
emoji.
we'll just have some of the Wakatanda like hiding in the bushes. You know? And so when they come out to try and like figure out what the hell's going on with me,
If they don't just shoot you from the parapets.
And they don't seem like Wakatanda, no offense, they don't seem like they're the best at stealth. I think they should come through the portal as well.
oh, so then I have to take 10. I mean, okay. Yeah, I'll take 10 guys.
You don't fight.
No,
You're
you
just
don't.
vulnerable. You don't fight till we arrive.
No, I don't think you understand me.
Oh,
I'll take 10 guys.
Oh.
I still don't think that's how it works. It won't work like that. I tell you
Are
this
you
much.
sure?
In a fight, right?
Yes.
In a fight, right?
Effie shrugs.
Okay, I see nothing wrong with this plan. I see nothing wrong. It is how it must be done. It is what must be had. Okay.
If you die, I told you. And he's gonna
It might be the best
Go.
day of my life.
Okay.
go to
Okay. Any objections?
I agree with Seino. I think we should stay together, but that's just me.
Okay. Okay. Wait a second. Who for sticking together? The plan of sticking together. Raise your hand.
I
Luka raises
Me.
his hand.
I raise-
his hand slightly midway.
So 3 people are raising their hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For splitting up and letting Effie or Maelie, depending, distract them. Raise your hand. Challa raises his hand.
Effie raises her hand.
Told you that's not the plan.
Oh,
We're missing a vote.
yes.
Maelie.
Maelie.
Oh no, I voted for going all together. I voted. My hand was raised.
Oh, so it's 4-2.
Oh.
Effie.
Effie looks very visibly disappointed.
So does Challa.
Oh, what the fuck is my life?
But are we redirecting the river? He gets excited for a moment.
How do you think you can throw all this shit in the river without people noticing? If they're doing patrols, like you said.
Imagine how long that would take too.
It's only patrols on top of the castle, not outside the castle. I only saw them on the ridges. That's all they are. Right
My
there.
quick question is there. How does this help us? The only thing we are blocking with this action is our path through to the castle.
No.
We use the portal.
So no, we can get in and out with the portal. They can only get out through the front gate.
I'm sure they're gonna see us. I mean, if they're like six people throwing freaking tree stems in the freaking river, I don't think we can do this all stealthy.
And
Okay.
reminiscent of the bomb, this is somewhat destructive to the sacred place in, the castle. We really shouldn't do too much property damage if we can help it.
Challa sighs again and returns to the dismay of he and Effie had moments ago. Okay, we'll take the portal. We'll go and sneak around. We'll go and find a few on their own and assassinate them. Eventually they'll hear us and then have a showdown, okay?
Maybe we'll get to dam a river next time. Don't worry.
Oh.
Effie looks at Challa and Irha and is like, did you notice that if there were any, handles or door knobs on the door?
Did we notice any of that? Arcadum?
I shrugs.
What's up?
Shrugs.
Did we notice any handles or doorknobs on the gates or doors?
Like on the main gate?
Yeah, that we saw.
No, but the main gate is open.
Okay, it's open, but
It's guarded though.
it's open and guarded.
We can always starve them out.
But what will we eat?
What do you mean? The Great Spirit, the Spirit will provide for us like they're doing tonight.
Oh, okay. So we wait till they go out and they have to hunt. Yes.
Yeah. Or they die.
But here's the thing, they don't need to. There's nothing to hunt, so they obviously have another way of eating food. They have their own way to provide.
Yeah, but then you just have to wait for that to get depleted. And then
We
they'll
don't
just
know
eat
how
each
long that
other.
takes.
I wonder how people taste.
Effie ponders.
Not good.
Irha, he
How
looks
you
over.
know?
Irha looks over and he shakes his head. No. He,
Seino face palms.
I'll be right back, guys. I got a call I have to take. You guys keep going.
All right.
okay.
Sure.
Okay.
All I'm saying is if we shut the gate and we bar it from the outside.
Oh, okay. So we shut the gate, bar it, maybe flood it even if I'm lucky,
Sure.
and
We're not gonna flood it. It's gonna take too long.
What if
No.
they're also portaling supplies in and shutting the gate does absolutely nothing?
Wait. What if we send Effie, our rogue, to go sneak in and get some more information?
I'm quite sneaky as well. So we have choices here.
I can go.
Because it'd be good if we sent her in to look around so we don't have to keep asking these questions at
Well,
night.
if this great spirit has lived in this tower for castle for forever, don't you think they can give us some information?
I don't think it's that easy.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, have you heard the spirit talk just yet?
No.
I always found this surprising that people would so easily follow just the whispering in the winds. My great one, I actually got to meet them and shake their hand. This Wakatanda, I don't think they get much bandwidth with their representative.
No
I get
much
bandwidth with
shaking
my
hands.
representative.
Oh, I do too, but I don't.
Not since I've been here, though. She looks sad.
And Challa's like, me as well. Me as well. But yeah, we sneaking in or what?
What do you
I
mean
agree.
we?
Okay, you.
We should just sneak in.
If the portal on the other side in the castle is
I'm
in
back.
some way or form guarded, and Effie's just hopping in and then just sees like 3 guards, and I don't think that's gonna end well.
I'm gonna
Well-
sneak in through the front door.
Yes. Okay.
That would be
Even
foolish.
worse.
Okay. Effie sneaks in through the front door. One of us sneaks in through the portal at the same time.
That's like- That's like
go,
a light version of our original plan.
They run amok. They run a ruckus. They are confused. Completely flabbergasted and dumbfounded.
I feel like we're just running circles around
I
these
agree.
plans. We need to pick something.
Okay. We picked all go in at once then.
Well, we
That's the
voted.
best. I think that's the best plan.
Okay. No problem. Let's go. When we're ready, let's rest, eat, and head on in.
All right.
Now-
Let's see what the spirit's gonna give us.
Yes.
Potentially, if the Wakatanda do fight as the same time as we're doing it, if we go inside through the portal, they can be storming the front gates, and that could still cause that kind of pincher effect you're looking for.
I think we should
It
all go
sounds
through the
good.
portal.
Oh,
Well, the seeing as how the shaman's been sitting here listening to you all discuss it, my people will attack when you give the signal.
Great.
What signal are
And he
you
will
looking
hand-
for?
And he will hand something to Challa.
Oh.
All right, and it is a curious device. It's spherical and covered with many notches. The shaman will show you which of the notches to press. As an experiment to show you what it would look like, he activates the smoke grenade.
Oh.
And we'll
Luka
turn it
jumps.
off.
When he hands it to Challa thinks he can try and buy it. And he tries to before he shows him how to actually use it.
The Wakatanda shaman is freaking out at these fleshlings. Doesn't understand anything about you guys. In response, it will cup its breasts.
Okay.
All right.
Effie does the same.
Okay. Challa does the same, but he cups his balls instead. Okay.
Cups his balls.
Okay. Okay. So nice. So and then Challa hands this to. So should I have this? Who wants the smoke? Who wants the smoke expeller?
Effie backs up because she just saw him cup his balls and then touch the thing.
Oh, I mean, I think probably over the clothes, right?
Yeah, over the
Right?
clothes. He didn't
Right?
reach inside his cloth. No, he.
You mean in a fight, right?
So,
I mean, I can take it if no one wants it.
I don't want it.
I don't mind. What do you think, Seino? You or me? Okay.
I don't know.
I usually stay
I'll
back.
take it.
Okay, Luka.
All right.
There you go. He hands it over.
He takes it.
Okay, he hands it over. Oh. Okay, it is time to eat. I'm getting quite famished.
Effie decides to show the shaman what she made with the bed cloth that the shaman let her have.
The shaman turns its head curiously.
It's for Moonblood.
The shaman doesn't know what that is.
She smiles.
I'm just gonna go back to Challa.
This fucking meme, dude.
This is the greatest meme in all of Verum history.
You know, ladies, if you ever need more cloth, I have more. Just
Nope.
saying.
I think I'm all set for this month.
Get in the goddamn portal.
We're getting in the pool?
Just saying. I'm just trying to help you out. I got
Rest.
extra cloth.
I
Rest
thought we
and
were. I
fall.
thought we were gonna rest, eat, and then portal with what the spirit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's happened. You guys have rested. And all.
Yes, we already done that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Cool. Cool.
Oh my god. You know, if you ladies need it, I got more cloth. Like, that was so creepy.
It's like a peddler.
Dude.
Like, hey, look what's
I
under
mean-
my trench coat.
What are you
As
buying?
as the party cleric, it wouldn't be suspicious of me having extra cloth.
I'm a doctor.
No.
Literally.
I'm a
Hilarious.
doctor. Open up. I'm a doctor. Open up.
Yeah. FBI, open up. All
Can I
right.
get my inventory updated with
Yeah, Rainzz, put that shit on
my
me.
Oh my god.
Moon, blood, cloth. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I can't wait
You
for
have
the
to-
moonlight go off in mid boss fight.
No, please.
You say it like it's a cooldown. Okay, chat. Just out of curiosity, do you guys know what Moonblood is?
Just.
Chat.
Let's get in the portal.
I'm gonna start drowning people.
In Moonblood.
Wait,
Oh my
question.
God.
Arcadum, can we wait till night specifically? Because that's
Yeah.
when I would imagine all the guards
Yeah.
are
That's fine.
kind of. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That's fine.
All right, cool.
All right, I'll give him there.
Then all the guys are in.
Wait. Right, can I get vision for these fucking people?
Dun. So before we go, okay, this is nighttime conversation. Just while we're waiting. So if I was green and blue, how would I approach life in general? Why do I like green and why do I like blue?
God.
You don't like the reds, that's all I know.
Oh. Okay. I like grass. I like water.
Well, if you were green and blue, why would you choose to be a fighter if you didn't like red? You'd see an awful lot of blood.
Because that's their turf.
Oh, turf, yes. Okay. So they probably some sort of
I am
druidic
blue,
force.
dabba-dee-dabba.
So we're in the Riverlands right now. Do you think the green and the blue folk are also from here?
Oh, maybe, very much so. Yes, they're a mercenary group. They also use fire. Do we have any way to stop fire?
To store fire?
We could have stopped the fire by sending a river their way, but somebody didn't want that.
He's so bitter about that.
What do you think
I'm just saying we could
fucking bend the river inside the castle?
Oh, that would have been amazing.
That's not how it works. Aren't you a ranger?
Yes.
Oh my... Yep.
We'll just get an army of beavers.
Challa, just you guys look. Just look at between the crack in sight between these two houses. You can see two trees.
All right, go ahead and transfer them.
Perfectly lined up, so you can collapse them onto this riverbank. That would have taken 10 minutes, bro. 10 minutes.
It would just like slap the water.
All right.
I know, but it would flood.
You wait till night, and you step through the portal, and you come out on the other side, and you find yourselves in a reflecting pool.
Oh.
You are in
I'm loading in.
You are in the middle of the barony, and all around you, a dark, semi-illuminated castle filled with unknown assailants.
I'm seeing a black screen. I think that's not how it should work.
It's loaded.
It is night time. Oh, spooky.
All right, I'm loaded.
Same.
Wow.
Ooh.
Sweet.
All right. Unfortunately, that's where I have to stop because I've got lots of stuff to do after you guys. So.
Aw.
Yeah,
understandable.
I had to cut it a little short. So are we going on a 3-week break? What's the deal?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it looks. Yeah.
3 weeks.
That's how it's looking right now. Yeah, sadly, just due to.
Oh, sad.
I think the next Saturday we all have open together is the 23rd. Is that correct?
That's,
Wait, what?
That's the day before my birthday.
Ooh.
23rd.
We gotta make that one special, guys.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
You know, yes.
That
We'll make a
episode's-
cake in game.
That episode's
We'll make-
gonna be crazy. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a place in the Baron's Keep that we can bake a cake? That would be great. We break into their home, we bake a
You
cake.
get your Moonblood RP one day before your birthday.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
God, please, God. No, yeah, I think we have to go on a 3-week break just due to our players not being able to be around. We don't want to start without, like, one person or whatever. Because it's
All
like,
right. In that
we're a
case,
group.
Yeah.
I will see you guys on the 23rd of July,
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
which is an
Oh.
infinite amount of time from now. I know.
So long.
I
Okay,
know.
So long.
Sorry, when is that? Oh, sorry, I missed what just happened.
23rd of July is our next game.
Are we sure we can't make the... Okay, well, we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about it. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, we can't make it. I'm pretty sure I agree with everyone else. It's 20.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm
about
already
right.
suffering withdrawals.
I know, me too.
I'm sorry, friends. It is the
It's all
way that the
good.
cookie crumbles,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah.
I just got
In the
my
meantime-
cloth.
Please enjoy Wakatanda Michael Jackson. He can't hurt you. Enjoy some fabric.
I love him.
Oh wait, I forgot. This is an amazing part of the game. Oh shit, I'm hyped.
I love it.
Fuck, he has the glorious trait.
Oh my god.
Is he a transformer?
I guess. Somebody drew the rope. Ah.
I love that.
Anytime I hear
How
Arcadum
did those things sit down?
Yeah,
I can take out 10 guys in a fight, right? In a fight, right?
right?
Effie is definitely my favorite, dude. Just the lines are insane, dude.
I am so sorry, you guys.
No, I
What
love
do you
it.
mean?
Is this Challa? Is this what he was doing? This is that's how he meditates, dude.
Dance, magic, dance.
Dance, magic, dance.
Okay.
That's how you get to testicular torsion.
I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die. That's some dog, huh? What? Are you telling me that looks like a dog? Clearly you've never seen the dogs where I live. Where do you live? Oh, this is class Effie cup press. Irha.
Yeah, pretty
The
much.
fucking Charlie Brown.
Freaking trauma.
Oh, man.
Trauma. Anything
what?
sexual is just traumatizing.
Dance, magic, dance.
Yeah, all the dogs
magic
where
jump.
all the dogs where I'm from have mange.
Jump, magic, jump.
Crazy.
All right, that's all the fan art.
What
Yeah.
a fart.
Yeet. Thank you, guys.
I see that you have
you.
a misalignment. Rhea, thank you for all the gifted subs, and Colossus, thanks to the resub for 11 months. Normally I'd sit around and talk about how great all the community is and all the subs are, but I have to go to a meeting like right now. So
Oh,
thanks,
okay.
chat room.
All right.
Right.
Thanks,
Bye.
players. I'll see you guys next
Thank-
time.
thank
You guys are
you.
great. You're awesome. Hugs, kisses,
Aw.
all that
Hugs,
stuff.
hugs.
Thank you. Guys are
Bye.
amazing.